Hello, everyone. We're going to get started shortly. Excited to, Excited to see everyone today. It's a nice day out. There we go. How is everyone doing today? Okay. So, our Zello is open. So, if you'd like to talk to me, look up Portal Hunter Club on Zello and we will get you on. The topic today is anomalies, but if you have something else you want to talk about, we can certainly do that. Unfortunately, my guest for today couldn't make it. He had a family emergency, so we're just gonna wing it today. We're gonna do it live. So, if you got anything, any topics you want me to talk about, put those topics in the chat. I got some pictures from Cap Navarro and Schloss Kaltenberg. I've got what else have we got going on? We could talk about anomalies. The anomalies are coming up. Ingress Prime. We could talk about Ingress Prime. Whatever you want to talk about, put it in the chat. Message me on Zello, and we'll put you on the air. I see a couple of you online. Any topics for me? Anything you want me to discuss today? Put that in the chat. I'm open to anything. Oh, and if you call in, I have a gift for you. So feel free to call in. Get those Zellos going. Our Zello is wide open. Monitoring. I can tell some anomaly stories. Give me a topic, any topic. I'll talk you through some anomaly stories too. Let's see. All right, we're getting started shortly here. All right. Zello's open. Who's going to be the first to join? Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Portal Hunter Club. I'm your host, Red Fox 1701. Today, we're doing a little bit something different. We have our guest today couldn't make it today, unfortunately. They had something come up. So today we're going to do an open mic show today. Let me see if I can. All right, so the Portal Hunter Club Zello is open. So if you'd like to call in, feel free to search for us on Zello. The The number is Portal Hunter Club, and you should be able to see the little floating logo thing behind me on there, and that's how you know. When you join the Zello, you're in the pre-moderation, so you won't be able to talk right away, but if I see someone pop up on there, I will talk to them. So find us on Zello, Portal Hunter Club, and you'll be able to chat with us. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, let's see, I got some pictures from Camp Navarro and Schloss Kaltenberg. We could talk about Cassandra Prime, which is the Anomalies series coming up. We could talk about anomalies in general and Ingress Prime. So we could talk about some of the things we heard about Ingress Prime over the weekend. So let's talk a little bit about the camps. So Camp Navarro, Camp Schloss Kaltenberg came. Those happened last weekend, and those were those tech art project parties in the woods, camping, artsy Ingress camping kind of thing. We had Camp Listener and we had the Arcana's Tricksters on the show, and they talked about their projects and things. So that was kind of a cool little they had some awesome projects. Let me show you right to the pictures. So some of these pictures are from Schloss Kaltenberg, and some of these pictures are from Navarro. I'm not really sure which ones are which. My pictures got all jumbled as I was adding them to the show. But, what is the Zello chat link? So, go on Zello and you can search for the Portal Hunter Club. I don't know how to link to, actually I can link. Let me see if I can do that. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Where's my link? Let me see if I can add a link here. This is the trouble with live TV. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Hold on. I've almost got it. I've almost got it. Almost. Almost. Just one more thing. All right, there it is. Zello link is in the chat. So if you want to talk to us on Zello, you can use the link in the chat and get on there. What did I do here? Okay, so if you want to chat with us, the Zello is open. The link is in the YouTube chat. There you go. Everything is set right there. So back to the camps. We had Schloss Kaltenberg and we had Camp Navarro. So let's cut to some pictures. So it's awesome, these projects that people came up with. You could see the creativity. Someone made some resonators and things, and the integration with the text. So the buttons down there, they probably had some kind of game, and the thing would light up. And then each of these had a what do they call it? The little device that was connected to the actual portal in the game. So when things happen to the portal, your actual portal that you created can light up and make sounds and do all the different things. So that's kind of cool. Here's a globe. They made a huge globe that opened up. That's really cool. They got the lights and things. This one has a cool little program. They could see who owns the resonators and the mods and all that kind of stuff. That's a really neat little thing. What else? Here's a glyph game. This is the Camp Trickster from Schloss Kaltenberg. It's a really cool little. You got the I Ching things on there. They must have had another game too. Here's another cool one with some lights. Looks like a portal in the middle there. Got the resonators going around. All these projects are just so cool. There's just a lot of work that goes into them. You got people working together. Some of these are cross faction. I think this was the listener. So they had the luminescent cloth that when you shine a light, it'll show the different glyphs and things. Those are some really cool designs. I know a couple of the players locally here helped out with that too. I think this is P.A. Chapeau talking in front of one of the other portals. This was the Arcana's Tricksters project, and they had those colorful panels around the side, and in the middle they had the games that you could play. Here's another view of the Arcana's Tricksters. This one was the Niantic portal, the patron, and they had the little canisters for the resonators around, and it would make noises and light up, and it must be owned by the Enlightened right now because it's green. Here's the Cavern of Listeners. That's a really cool, that's awesome design. I like, and there's the symbol in the middle there. You have the new, I think, is that the new Oliver Lytton Wolf? Or from a different universe. Oliver Lytton Wolf from a different universe. Here's here's another one. All these projects are just so cool. Look at all those LEDs and those again, the resonators going around. Here's one, Carrie Campbell. So they must have taken they took their inspiration from Carrie Campbell, and which she has connections to Operation Cassandra, which is coming. That's the series of anomalies. If you remember back to the original Operation Cassandra, she discovered the sound glyphs that were going to start causing the end of the world. She figured out this glyph pattern that created some sounds and would make people go crazy, and so she tried to prevent whatever from happening. So yeah, we don't know really what happened to her. Some people think it was suicide, some people think it was murder. And she went crazy. She drew all the glyphs on her. She's the glyph mistress. I think this is the mycelium one. You've got the resonators again and the portal and all those cool little cables going around. That's a cool one. Luminal Continuum. There's another one with a globe. This one is cool. I don't know what this one is, but they've just got so many light patterns and things. The whole camp experience was a really cool thing to see people's projects, hear about some of them, especially interviewing camp listener and the tricksters. It was cool hearing about them and how they had their art design, their tech design, those kind of things. So along with just having all those projects there was a couple things that were announced. So both of those camps had some of the sensitives show up. I think there was the Acolyte and P.A. Chapeau, Oliver Lytton Wolf, and there was one other one that showed up. I can't remember. There was another Enlightened. Anyways, yeah, so the sensitives came, and actually Oliver Linton Wolf came from another universe. As we know, the Ingress Prime universe is a separate universe from the one we're used to and the one we know. So we're going to be hearing and seeing from some of these new. Oh, Hank Johnson, duh. Hank Johnson showed up. So everyone loves Hank Johnson. Um, so yeah, Oliver Linton Wolf came from another universe, and as Ingress Prime progresses, we will start seeing what happens to these characters, these sensitives, how they're affected by the new universe, that sort of thing. So yeah, so let's see. Again, our Zello is open. The link is in the YouTube chat, so feel free to add yourself to the YouTube chat. Got going. Someone is desperately trying to get on the Zello chat, and I can't seem to figure out what's going on with that. Again, live TV. That's what we get for trying to do this live here. Hmm. Weird. Okay, well, anyway, let's talk about. I had some things here to talk about. So let's talk about Ingress Prime a little bit. So at Camp Navarro, Camp Schloss Kaltenberg, they had some previews of Ingress Prime, and some folks got a look at it. So there's a new interface. Some of the things that came out of watching the previews and things and seeing some of the beta. So we have the new interface is very shiny. There's new items. Everything is completely different. It looks completely different. We showed the video last episode. They kind of went through some of the menus and things. The agent name and the level are in the top right corner. The XM bars around it. It changes color based on the XM level. Let's see. So there's going to be new animations, and some people are going to be mad because it's change, and some people are going to be excited like me to see the new way things are going to be happening. So I'm excited for the new items. Look really cool. Some people had the loadout cards; they could see the pictures of the new items. Some people saw, the Niantic folks were showing off some of that kind of stuff. They're working on the optimization. It's not quite there yet, but Pokemon Go, they did a lot of work. I haven't really heard many people, at least in my circle, that are complaining about Pokemon Go being too slow or taking up too much resources or that kind of stuff. So it'll get progressively better over time. They haven't focused on the anomaly mode yet, but they're trying. So what that is, one of the biggest asks of players is to have a separate instance of the game for anomalies. So what you would do is you would log in to somewhere or register or somehow you would have a completely separate Ingress world when you're at an anomaly. So nobody else except those who could register. It's like you had to log in to get to this separate version of the game. Nobody else except those who are registered could get in and play in the game. And what that would do, that would counter spoofers, it would counter bots, it would counter a lot of those things that people complain about. It would separate them out because they would need to be registered in order to get into the game, and that would make it obvious where these spoofers and bots are. So what they would do is something like, that city or maybe that range, or maybe they would do the whole world. I don't know. But they would only those players who are playing in the anomaly could actually interact with those things. And you kind of see a taste of this with the Pokemon X raids. So if you're familiar with Pokemon Go, there's if you want to catch Mewtwo, they have the thing called the X raids, where you would be invited. You have a special ticket to go to one of these things, and only the players in the X raid could see it. So they would be able to join up in that battle. Only those players could see those things. So maybe they're going to do something different for the X raids, or for the anomalies. So we've got a couple people here in the Zello. Let's see. Agent John Russ. Let's see if you're ready for this. Okay. All right, John Russ, you should be able to talk. Let me Agent John Russ, can you hear me? Maybe you can hear me? Live TV, we're doing it live. All right, let's try something else. Agent Frozen. Agent Frozen, can you hear me? He can hear me probably, but I can't hear him. Love it. Okay, try again. Can you hear me?
Are you, sir?
Nice. There we are. Okay, so you've called into the Portal Hunter Club. What would you like to talk about today?
I would like to know what about Guardian stuff and Guardian badge being removed. I would like to know what's the interest about that regarding this, and if it's been efficient or not. What's your view on that?
Okay, so Guardian badge was removed recently. Let's see. I want to say a couple months ago now. I think it's done a lot to kind of, well, people are still complaining a little bit about the Guardians. You got the little group of people that are like, well, your Guardian badge isn't a real Guardian badge because they allowed a 140 day or whatever it was Guardian become the real Guardian. You have some people are very thankful that it's gone. There's other badges that you can get to level up. I think locally it's kind of quieted down a lot of the complaining and from people that at least from what I've seen, it's kind of toned down a lot of the arguments between players, getting rid of the talking about, I guess, guardians, people finding guardians, hunting guardians, the way, however they found those things. People are still complaining about scrapers and those kind of things, but I think for the most part, most people have moved on, except for the people that, for whatever reason, they just have to hang on to this thing and have to use it to complain about any other action in the game. The Guardian's been gone for a couple months now. I think it's time to move on. The scrapers are gone. The Guardians are gone. Let's move on. Let's continue the game and forget about all that stuff. It's water under the bridge. Let's move on. I think well, I've moved on, and I think a lot of people locally have moved on. Again, there's handful of people that just for whatever reason are stuck on keeping that thing. They just keep talking about this, the scrapers and the guardians and stuff. I think it's just time to move on. Forget about it. It's done. Okay. Do you have any other questions while we have you on? Okay, well, thanks for the question about the Guardians and that kind of thing. Again, I think people just need to move on. Ingress Prime is coming out. Ingress Prime is coming out soon. Let's move on and let's. Oh, we had let me put you back on. Agent Frozen is bad. Let me put him back on. Okay, ask your question again. Sorry about that. I switched you to the other thing.
Okay, one last time. My question was, what about Miyagi Master Portals?
So the NIA Game Master, they have accounts that they use to, I guess, switch portals back that have been spoofed or whatever. They use the Game Master account to kind of put those portals back. I think it's good. I think it's good that they're replacing portals. Maybe missed it. Maybe. Okay. Okay, well, the NA Game Master, they use that to kind of replace portals that have been spoofed or botted or whatever. So I think it's good that Niantic has taken some action against these spoofers. Some of these portals, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of effort to get out to do some of these things. I'm happy that they're trusting players in the community to report some of these things, to replace those portals that get taken. Again, some of these cost a lot of money to get to, or they take a lot of time and effort and planning and everything. And for a spoofer to come in and just take it away from you, I'm glad that Niantic is using the community and trusting certain reporters and things to fix some of those actions. Genres, are you available? Do you have more technical issues? You're in away mode, so maybe that's your problem. You gotta turn your phone off vibrate. I always have that problem with Zello too, where I'm trying to talk and I can't hear anything, and then I realize my phone is on vibrate because I always leave it on vibrate. You have to put it on sound to be able to hear what's going on. Let's see. What else can we talk about? While he's getting ready, let's talk about more Ingress Prime stuff. So, again, it's going to be flashy. It's going to be new. People are going to be scared. It's change. I know. I understand. But I think we should take the time, give it some time, get used to these new, because they're gonna have the one finger rotate. That's something that everyone's wanted from Pokemon Go. The optimization, the battery life, that'll get better over time. Don't worry about it. I think a lot of people that are complaining about that are people that played Pokemon Go during the beta and then never played again, because I have no problems. Now, granted, I have a Galaxy S8 Plus, which has some RAM in there. But I did ask some people recently, hey, do you have problems with Pokemon Go? People use S5s, S6s. I'm not sure about iPhone folks. Um, they, um, I haven't heard really from any iPhone folks, but it sounds like Pokemon Go is fine on all these phones. So I don't really know what people are complaining about. Again, the original was a beta, and they reworked a lot of stuff. They took a lot of time and effort to remaster the game to make sure that it was working fast on phones. So if you haven't, leave it in the comments, email me, call me, whatever you want to do. Tell me about your experience with Pokemon Go so we can see how that will translate to Ingress Prime. The other thing is they've shortened a lot of the way you get to things. There's swiping to get to the interface, swiping to get to attacks, those kind of things. Um, things like that. They're gonna optimize how many buttons you have to click to get to things, which is awesome. So that's some of the things in Ingress Prime. Yeah. So people are gonna complain, I know, but I think we should give it a chance. It looks really neat to me. I'm very excited for Ingress Prime. I'm very excited for the new paint job on this thing. And then eventually, when they remaster the servers, they'll be able to add some of the stuff. I know Krug made some passing comments. Again, they weren't official, they're not on a timeline or anything, but he did say a couple of things like, well, it makes sense, and I agree with that. It makes sense to add some of the things in Pokemon Go, like being able to see your unique portals, doing some of the cool things with stats and those kind of stuff. The way they do the X raids, maybe they're waiting for that to be able to have the anomaly instance, those kind of things like we talked about. So it'll get better. It's not even out yet, so let's just see what happens when it comes out. There's still no target date, although they said on the record it's going to come out this year, 2018. Not 19. 2018 is the year for Ingress Prime. So they did have beta at those camps. Hopefully, my hope is that it will come out this month or next month before the Cassandra anomalies. And actually, I have a picture. Operation Cassandra is coming. Dun dun dun. Here's the logo. Operation Cassandra is coming. The first anomalies. So, if you've never been to an anomaly, you want to go to an anomaly. One of the things we're going to be starting to do is interview points of contact from the different anomalies, and we'll have Resistance and Enlightened players on here to talk about their towns, and what's cool, banner missions, what food to eat, all that kind of stuff to get people excited to go. We have a bunch of anomalies, and actually some of this was talked about at Camp Navarro and Camp Schloss Kaltenberg. They talked about the anomalies on Friday. They're going to have a Go Ruck special event where you join 2 divisions of the NIA, including Go Ruck. We'll see. I don't really know. We don't really know much about what's going on, but they're going to have a Go Ruck thing on Friday, and they're going to also have a Go Ruck thing on Saturday called, I wrote it down here. Where is it? Operation Prime Challenge, Go Ruck's new event with high physical activity that replaces the urban ops. And also, they're going to have this thing called Operation Co-Lan. So there's a lot of cool Go Ruck things coming up if you're into that. I have a lot of friends and agents locally that have done Go Ruck things that really liked it. I liked the Operation Clearfield. That was really fun. Cross faction, that was cool. So Go Ruck has some mysterious events coming on. We'll hear more about them as they come closer. They also talked about the anomaly formatting. So the Saturday anomaly, it'll be 3 phases again. The first phase is going to be decoding and volatiles. So you have a challenge to figure out what the volatiles are, and then you'll have to hold those portals probably during certain checkpoints. We saw a preview of this in XO5. where they had, I think it was 4 different measurements throughout the hour, and the volatiles kind of changed around, and you had to hold those portals for your team, and that's what got you points. Phase 2 is to be determined yet. I'm sure they're trying to think of something crazy to throw at us, or they just don't want to tell us so that we have a mystery thing. And then phase 3 is going to be the link stars. So we'll have those link stars again. Maybe they'll have certain points that you have to use the link stars, or I don't know, but we'll find out as we get closer. So the rules are starting to be developed. We've got Go Ruck and other things going on. That's really loud. Cassandra anomalies. We have anomalies coming up. The first weekend is July 28th. The second weekend is August 25th. And the primaries are San Diego, Sapporo, Japan, and Warsaw, Poland. And then we have Philadelphia, Singapore, and Linz, Austria. Those are the primaries. And then the secondaries are Boston, Malé, Maldives, Marseille, France, Vancouver, Incheon, South Korea, and Riga, Latvia. So we've got a whole 2 weekends full of anomalies for Cassandra Prime. I'm really excited for those. We'll be doing a lot of broadcasting during the anomalies, and starting next week, we're going to start interviewing the POCs, the point of contacts for the different anomalies, so that we can talk about what's cool in these towns, get people excited to go. You want to go to an anomaly. If you've never been to an anomaly, this is your chance to go. Anomalies are a great way to travel your country, travel the world, see all these different cities, experience culture, meet people. It's unlike any other experience if you haven't been to one. If you can in any way make it to one of these. I made my first anomaly I went to my first anomaly when I was level 4 in Chicago, and that's what hooked me into Ingress. Like I was from then on, I was all in for Ingress. So definitely something to want to check out. So next week, again, we're going to start interviewing the anomaly POCs. If you know anyone that wants to be interviewed too, we can certainly have them on. We'll be talking more about Ingress Prime as it comes out soon, hopefully. We will be talking more about Go Ruck stuff as that comes closer. So thank you all for joining me this week. I know we had sort of a wild show, having to do it live because we had some issues earlier. But now next week we'll be starting our special series with the Anomaly POCs. So thank you all for joining me. I had a great episode today, and we will see you all next week.